Hi there, thank you so much again for joining me on this channel. As always, I'm very grateful for all your previous views, likes, subscriptions and shares. Welcome once more to the basement, and if you're brand new or watching for the first time, this is where I do the recordings. Continuing to look at symbols in religion, today is the term of Sikhi. Part of the fun of this channel for me is that I'm finding out new things as well. And this year, one of the things I discovered is that the term Sikhi is being used more and more commonly to refer to Sikhism. The term Sikhism is born out of European colonialism, in particular British imperial rule, and the term was coined in about the 19th century. A far more accurate way of describing the Sikh faith is Sikhi. The term Sikhi comes from the Punjabi and means a form of process of transformation. It also underscores, I think, the purpose of this channel. It's not just about me telling you about stuff. It's also about me learning as well. And I think that's really, really important. We shouldn't be afraid of saying there's something I don't quite understand, or when we discover something new, bringing that to the table. Our first symbol is the Nishan Sahib, which is a flag, a triangular flag, seen outside Sikh places of worship, the Gurdwara, and can also be used in important religious festivals in the Sikh community. The word Nishan comes from the country now called Iran or Persia, and it means flag. Sahib comes from an Arabic phrase meaning master or honorific. So you literally have a holy flag or important flag. I'm sure you'll know this already, but it is worth saying that Sikhs do not worship this flag. Sikhism is a monotheistic religion. The Nishan Sahib dates back to... just literally falling to bits in a room in my basement. The Nishan Sahib was first used in 1606 by the 6th Guru, Guru Har Gobind, and he raised the flag to show that Amritsar was a homeland for the Sikhs, a place of spiritual, religious and indeed political significance. I do like this image. You have that contrast of the Nishan Sahibs, of which there are two, brightly standing out in front of the Gurdwara, and on a very simple level it just helps people to know where the Gurdwara is. This wonderfully vivid orange saffron colour is often used for the Nishan Sahib and is significant in the Sikh faith for being associated with valour. I confess too, I went off on a little bit of a sidetrack while putting this together, because I think it might be worthwhile perhaps doing a little video on colours and religions. Let's do a deep dive though into the symbol on the Nishan Sahib, which is the Khanda. Now the Khanda is the sword in the middle here, okay, and you can see it's surrounded by some other pieces of armoury too. The Khanda was a sword that was developed in India, and it's double-edged. It's the symbolism that is important, because it's the idea of splitting the truth from lies. Encircling the Khanda is a Chakar, which is a circular weapon. In self-defense, Sikhs would have been able to throw this weapon. It could have also been worn around the turban as a form of defense, and there are even smaller versions known as Chakris, which can be worn around the arms. Crucially though, it's its shape which is so significant. Like Waheguru, God himself, it is without beginning and without end. At the bottom of the Khanda are two kirpans, and I speak more about kirpans in the little video I made on the 5Ks. The Kirpan on the left is known as the Kirpan of Miri, and it symbolises materialism, political power and worldly power. It's a reminder that Sikhs, if they have any of this authority, be it in the material world or the political world, they are to use it responsibly and wisely. I chose this Kirpan because it's a tie clip, and in certain situations it may not be possible to actually have a Kirpan, so a symbol of it is just as powerful. The Kirpan of Miri symbolises spiritual authority. In other words, Sikhs have a duty to commit themselves to Waheguru and to display that in their everyday lives and to show it to others, particularly through seva or service. And finally, Ik Ongar, which you may see inscripted in Gurdwaras or of course indeed in the holy book, the Guru Granth Sahib. It's so important, it's actually the opening phrase in the Guru Granth Sahib. Ik Onkar literally means there is only one God. So before I conclude, just a couple of notices. They're so important I even bothered to write them down in a semi-professional way. That means the next post will be on the 31st of October, which is Halloween. And I've already done a video on Halloween, so I'm already trying to think what I could do it on. So please do feel free to leave some comments for some ideas. On the note, someone very kindly left a comment regarding will I be bringing back movie in a minute? If you trawl back through the early videos, you will see I had a little section called Movies in a Minute. And the idea was I would talk about one of my favourite movies, spookily enough, for a minute. I'm sorry if that disappoints you, but I'm not going to be returning back to movies in a minute. What I realised is actually I want everything on this channel to be about religion and philosophy and teaching and learning. And I suddenly realised me just talking about movies for a minute wasn't really fulfilling that brief. I'm not going to lie as well, trying to keep my views on movies to 1 minute was actually quite challenging. If you are interested in my views on movies, I do have a blog. There'll be a link on the page. And the rule is every time I see a new movie, I always just write a little review of it. It's not particularly high quality, but you'll be used to low quality from me by now. That's it from me. As always, if you are able to, please do like, comment and subscribe and enjoy your learning.